So, when do you report for basic training?
I knew he was going to get something for it. I got a bone to pick with the lady that cut my hair yesterday. This is not what I asked for.
Holy crap! You are creepy as shit.
Sir, yes, sir.
Feel like more like G.I. Jane than anything.
or was he? Hey, you guys. Welcome.
The world's ending.
Yes, welcome to Rotten Potatoes. I'm Dr. Paul.
I'm Diet Dr. Paul.
And father, son.
I hate my life and I don't want to live, so I'm gonna put a fork in the electric socket.
Oh, boomer millennial. I'm just not used to, and it was a bad thing. I don't think it looks bad, but it's,
Whatever it takes to focus off your head.
Different.
Yeah, it is.
Shockingly different.
It is.
Can't hide it under a hat or look like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia.
What happened to your face?
I have AIDS.
That's right. That's it. So we're glad you're here. If this is your first time, then this is all about father, son, talking about movies, pop culture, comic books, model kits, all that kind of stuff.
Are you really playing the gay card right now?
Today, we are doing a first-hand flash review of a brand new movie.
Brand spanking new movie.
Just dropped.
Companion.
Yes, Companion.
Cue the music.
Yeah.
My love must be a kind of blind love. All right. I only have eyes for
I know it's going to sound cheesy, but the moment we locked eyes, there was just a spark.
So, directed by Drew Hancock, mostly does TV writing.
Was supposed to have been directed by Zach Kreger originally, who reduced himself to a producer role for some reason.
You learn a lot in the barracks, don't you?
If you don't start making more sense, we're going to have to put you in a home.
So, also, see, I'm used to always focusing over here where we have the camera, but he's changed the camera placement to over here.
For at least an episode.
Well, probably for a more flattering.
Yeah, it's just
I just figured that out because you didn't want to have the fades here at the side on,
magicians don't tell their secrets.
I guess so. Now I understand. Sophie Thatcher, who was in Heretic, Maxine, Yellow Jackets. You have Jack Quaid, Hunger Games.
I've never seen Yellow Jackets. Have you?
I haven't either.
I've heard good things about the show.
Scream, and the upcoming movie Novocaine, which I think we've seen the.
That looks pretty cool too.
Didn't we do a trailer review of that? Anyway, so the way that this episode works, we just focus on one movie, and it's usually the good, the bad, and what our verdict is. Why don't you start us off?
Companion. 2025 now. This could be a Valentine's Day movie if you play it right. Maybe you could talk your significant other into not watching the trailer for it. And you can get a little, you could probably get 20 minutes into this movie and then you're like, why don't we just stay?
He's got good brains.
So the film is about the relationship between Jack Quaid and I forget his name in the movie, but Iris is the name of the woman. And they're going to go visit a friend of his for a little weekend getaway. And particularly she's worried about how his friends react to her. And then it's sort of what happens in the weekend as it sort of devolves into madness and mayhem and eventual a horror movie.
Yes.
But to kick things off, I enjoyed the film. I thought it was a very good movie. I thought it was surprising. It had a lot of depth to it that you wouldn't expect from a horror movie. I said this in the car. I mentioned this. I put this movie on another list for like upcoming horror movies for this year when we did Halloween, the 31 Days of Halloween. And I said, it looks good. It looks like it's very cookie cutter, but it seems to me like there was more depth to the story, more that we didn't see in the trailer. Things are going to happen that you don't necessarily see coming. And that was very much the case with this film. Is it's on its surface, it's one thing, but there's so much more going on in this movie that you should check it out for sure. And I laughed a lot. I thought it was it's just a good movie.
I liked it.
You liked it?
And one of the things I liked about it, the first thing is surprising. Surprising. I get tired of movies that are just the same old thing hashed over and over and over and over again. And I always want to see something different I've never seen before. And this definitely constitutes something that's different. It's kind of a brilliant sort of idea. And I think the acting is good. I think it was just long enough. There is lots of twists and turns, which I like in a movie. We talked a little bit. We don't talk about the movie till we get here, but we just a little bit in the car.
Tiny bit.
About the. I'm a big soundtrack movie score fan, and it didn't particularly stand out in this particular film. But what did stand out to me is the music supervisor, the source music that they picked from a whole range of.
That was the first thing I said when we got out of the theater was that I love the music in it.
Yeah, it really does, and it's it's like Quentin Tarantino has a good thing about how you match music to a particular scene. But no, I thought it was really really well made, and I do think. Well, what did you not like?
I liked quite a few other things about this. I want to mention real quick. I thought that. We go back to surprising quite a bit, but there's certain things, and I guess you call this a horror film, right? But there are certain things that you don't necessarily get in a horror movie or that you can write off, and it's like poor acting, silly character decisions, things that don't make sense. We're overextending our suspension of disbelief. And for the entirety of this movie, I felt like I was searching for a straw to pull at to sort of like, okay, there's got to be something that's just stupid in here because it's too good so far. There wasn't anything that I was able to pull at that made me sort of leap to the other side of that argument, which was it's just surprising. I like a horror movie that doesn't treat itself like a horror movie, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Right. And I thought this Companion did a great job of it. It's like Strange Darlings did a great job of that. It's horror movies that aren't horror movies. It's just, this is a situation that turned horrific.
Would you call this a horror comedy?
I laughed quite a bit in this movie, but it wasn't for things like a slapstick joke or, someone poking themselves in the eye. It's for very like real life situations. And maybe the characters themselves wouldn't have laughed, but I laughed because I can watch it happen.
There are throwaway lines in there that are just really just very funny kind of stuff, which I don't know that they were that in the world in which the film was happening. I don't think people found it to be funny, but for somebody observing it, say, that was very, very, very funny things that are said in it.
Yeah. So maybe a horror movie that can give you more than a horror movie, I think it deserves to be mentioned. And I think this falls squarely in that category. Mm-hmm. So the bad.
Well, let me tell you what I didn't like. I think it would have been a better film without the trailer.
I agree.
Had I not seen the trailer, if you haven't seen it, it depicts the Iris character at a table with her hand extended over top of a candle that Jack Quaid had pushed under her, and she's tears start to flow down her face as she just keeps her hand right there, and then ultimately her entire arm is on fire. So going into the movie, I know, like, what is going on with her? What's the deal with her? And so I think it would have been a much better film if it just opened up like a typical, oh, we're going off to visit our friends in this beautiful estate that the friend owns. And you start seeing little things. It's like, there's weirdness going on here.
Yes, yeah.
But I kept... It interfered with me getting to that because I already knew there's weirdness, but what is the weirdness? And I think it almost sort of gives away. And I asked you, in IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes, if you look at the description, it basically says, what I think is I think it would have been better if you went to it and didn't know that. Well, but there's still lots of twists and turns in it.
Yeah, and just extrapolate further on that. I did the What to Watch video. You didn't take part in that. So I had to literally write the script from those log lines, and they all state the idea about companion robot in there. And to me, I thought, even if they still kept the teaser trailer where her arm's on fire, like maybe we can get around that. I still agree with everything you just said. But in this case, they went even a step further in trailers 2 and 3 and their logline to mention that she's a robot. That's like half the movie for me right there. And it's still a very, 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 very good movie with all that being said. But you're right, from a marketing perspective, I think they could have still told people that it devolves into madness, but rather than it being, okay, it's her for sure, we don't know who it is and we don't know why. I think that would have played a little bit better. 100% agree.
I agree. There are still tons of treats and surprises all through the film, but that's the biggest surprise. And I think if they would have kept that, like the magician would have kept that to himself. But it's a brilliant trailer because it wants to get you to the seat. You immediately was like, what's going on?
Well, that's why I said I wanted to know, like, why is she just like letting her arm get burned up like that? Clearly it hurts. What's the deal here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
What else did you not like?
What did I not like about it? I mean, I think there wasn't anything else that really stuck out to me. I thought that the time was sort of its time allotment was good. It wasn't too long. I didn't feel like there were any unexplored storylines. We didn't necessarily need to know more about the Russian character or anything like that. It's all, we focused on the right aspects of the film and left out the stuff that it doesn't matter.
Right. I agree. So predominantly, I liked it more than I dislike it, but I felt a little cheated. You know how you feel when somebody spoils a movie for you and just you feel like I want the experience to go in and it's like when Sixth Sense came out, you want to have that experience, that aha moment, and you feel cheated if somebody says, oh, by the way, and it just kind of ruined. And I felt like the trailer ruined a big part of the movie for
How
me.
much more would it have ruined it if I would have told you on the way up there that she's a robot?
I already kind of thought that.
But it would have made it even worse, though, because removes any idea from it,
Yeah.
At least at that point, you're like, well, I wonder what
I don't know very many ways that somebody could just hold their hand over and have their arm on fire if they were human.
They're paralyzed. That's what I thought, is thinking this guy has some, like, he's a nurse or something, and he, like, stuck her with something to paralyze her in place, and she just kind of, like, awake but can't move, that type of situation. That's what my mind went to. Because there was nothing about the preview that told me that it was far enough into the future or an alternate reality where they had robot people,
Yeah.
very lifelike robot people.
Would you have a companion?
I mean, that dude was pretty good cook,
The gay companion?
He could have been either or.
I know.
Whoever imprinted on him.
I got you. Okay.
What would you give it on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd give it an 8.5.
An 8.5. I give it a 9.0.
Yeah, I think it is. I did see a review saying it was the first great horror film. I think it was Dread Central, first great horror film of 2025. And I definitely, it's not Nosferatu. It has a different tone to it, but it's very dark. It's more in the tone of, say, The Menu kind of stuff.
Tongue in cheek, yeah.
Yeah,
It reminded me, and I said this too, it reminded me of the movie Coraline for some reason. Maybe that's just the theme song, but the vibe was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Put it in the same categories like Strange Darling or The Substance from last year.
Yep. No, all in all, well worth your time, well worth your money at the theater. See it on the big screen. See all your movies on the big screen.
For sure.
He mentioned earlier about what to watch. Every week we drop a new episode, what to watch for the week, upcoming movies. Every week on Thursday, we drop another episode that we're both here involved, and sometimes it's a flash review of a movie. Sometimes it is Mount Rushmore, where we pick a topic and we put the top 4 faces on our individual mountains, because I don't know what he's going to say and he doesn't know what I'm going to say.
I don't let him anywhere near my mountain.
Sometimes we do the top 7, which is, it's whatever. And what else do we do?
Film Fight Club. 31 Days of Halloween.
Yep. So every single week, have not missed a week. Go back and watch learn a little bit more about us, and we appreciate if you like us, subscribe to us, checks, cash, money order,
Rubies and Gems,
gift cards,
Madden coins.
I don't know what that is.
2K V-Bucks.
I don't know what that is either.
Fortnite Cash.
I don't know what that
Currency.
is. Currency. Did I mention that it's boomer and millennial?
Yeah, I think you did.
We come to this a totally different way. But anyway, anything else you got to say about this?
No. Go out and see it. It's good. It's worth it.
All right.
Take your girlfriend or your boyfriend to go see it.
Yeah. All right. Drop and give me 20.
No.
See you at the movies.